So now we are going to see how we are going to implement the queue by means of singly linked list. So now in array-based implementation, what we have done is we had two variables, two index variables. One is front and the other is rear. Always remember, in case of queue, you are going to add in one end and you are going to delete in the other end. So you need to have two variables for referring to the both the ends. So we had two index variables called front and rear in case of array-based implementation. In front, you are going to remove the element, and in the rear end, you are going to add the element. Now we are going to implement the same thing with the help of linked list based implementation. So in this, you need to create two pointer variables now. Instead of two integers, you are going to create two pointer variables. One pointer variable is called f, it is representing the front, and another is called rear, it is representing the rear end of the queue. Okay, and here, if you see, in case of a queue, it is a linear data structure where you can insert the element from one end and you can delete the element from the other end. So we are going to implement three primitive operations now. One is enqueue, another is dequeue, and the third one is display. In case of enqueue, remember, you are going to insert the element at the end of the singly linked list. Why I have written as end of the singly linked list is, in case of enqueue, you are going to insert the element at the rear end. Okay, so here I am going to insert the element at the end of the singly linked list. So if I want to delete the element, I have to delete the element from the other end. So since you are inserting at the end, other end is nothing but beginning. Okay, so you have to dequeue the elements only from the beginning of the singly linked list. Okay, so remember this, in case of a stack, we have done both the things only at the beginning, both push and pop at the beginning, whereas in case of a queue, you perform the enqueue operation at the end of the single linked list and dequeue operation at the beginning of the single linked list. Okay, and display is nothing but you are going to display the single linked list from beginning to the end. So this is a simple display we have seen in single linked list, the same thing only, no change, but we will focus anyway one more time. So first, we are going to create the structure for representing your queue. Here, in case of linked implementation, we are going to use singly linked list to implement the queue. So structure is same as the previous one. Every node will have two information now. One is the data field and the other is the next field. Next is a pointer. So declare as a previous case. And using type def, I'm giving a new name called node to this particular structure. And now you're going to create a linked list. Okay, linked list is going to have two pointers now. In case of stack, we have created one pointer called start top, but here you have to create two pointers. One is front and the other is rear. Okay, so you create two pointers, star F and then star R, and make both the pointers as null because initially your queue will be empty. So I'm writing node star F is equal to null, comma, star R is equal to null. So this is one change with respect to stack and queue. Here we need two pointers now. Then first, let us see how to perform the enqueue operation. So just now I told you in enqueue, you are going to insert the element at the end of the single linked list. So whatever is the content we have written for the end, inserting at the end, that only we are going to write here. Let us see the steps now. So first, you are going to add an element, which is the first element in the queue. So if that is the case, what change you have to do? So now let us focus here. You're going to add the first node. That means initially your linked list is empty. So our queue is empty. So in that case, your F and R will be having the value as null. You're going to add this node now. So when you add this node, what is going to happen? First, you're going to allocate the memory for this particular node. So I am writing by means of malloc. To malloc, I am passing size of node. Then it will return me a pointer to node. I have to, it will return me a pointer to void type, but I have to typecast it into pointer to node. So I'm doing that. Then whatever is the starting address returned, that I'm going to store in temp. So according to this diagram, in temp, I'll be having the value as 1000. Then what I'm doing is, since I'm allocating memory, sometimes it may not be successful. So I'm checking whether temp is equal to null. If so, memory is not allocated. So I'm printing the message. Then you can return to the user. Okay. Otherwise, if it is not so, that means memory is available. So you get the data, what you want to enter into the queue from the user, and you store it in the proper memory. So for that, I'm using temp arrow data. Then since I want to get the integer value, so I'm using ampersand here. So when you do this, you can add this one in this memory location. After that, you are adding the first node in the queue. So therefore, this field will be only null because it is only one node. So you said that now. So I am writing temp arrow next is equal to null. So when these lines are executed, I will create this diagram. But now you can see this front and rear are still having the value as null. It means the queue is empty. But now it is not so. Queue is having one data. So you have to change front and rear appropriately. So that we will see in the next slide. So what I'm doing is, if front is equal to null, if f is equal to null, it means that you are adding the first element. So in that case, you write both f and r to have the value of the new memory you have allocated. That is nothing but in both f and r, you have to store this 1000. So this 1000 is available in temp. So I am writing f is equal to r is equal to temp. Okay, let us see how to add from the second node onward. So now my queue is having totally 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3. So if I want to now delete the elements will be deleted in the order 1, then 2, and then 3 only. From front end only, I'm going to delete the element. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the new element, this green color node. This is queue. In case of queue, you are going to add the new node only at the rear end. Your rear end is here, it is pointing to 3. So you have to add this one, green color one, after this 3 only. Okay, so now what I have to do for that? You can see here, now rear is having the value as 1600. If I add this new node, rear should point to this new node, not this 3. Rear should point to the green color node. So I have to write now. First, we have to copy here, instead of this null, we have to copy this address 1700 because this will be added after this 3. So what I am doing is, this is 1700 is available in temp, that I have to store it in. Okay, so this I can access by means of r, that is rear arrow next. So in rear arrow next, I'm going to store the value of this 1700. So if I do that, instead of this null, it will contain the address of the newly added node. After that, I have to make this rear to point to the new node. So I am writing r is equal to temp. So when I do that, this 1700 will be stored in rear. So after these steps, what I have done here is, first I have added this green color node here. Then I have copied the address of this green color node 1700 in temp as well as here. Okay, so for that I am writing r arrow next is equal to temp. After that I have to update this place also. So I am writing r is equal to temp. When this is done, the last node will be the new node, whatever you have added. Right. So now let us see the function enqueue. So in enqueue, first we are allocating the memory. So for that, I'm using the malloc function. After that, I'm checking whether temp is equal to null. If so, memory is not allocated. So print the proper message. Otherwise, you can add the data. So get the value of the data and store it in the new memory. So by means of temp, I'm accessing it. Then I have to update the next field of temp as null because this is the last node. Okay, and you check whether f is equal to null. It means you are inserting the first node in the queue. In that case, you write f is equal to r is equal to temp. Otherwise, you write the 2 pointer changes in this. So whatever steps we have seen, everything I have written in a function. So now let us see the dequeue operation. In case of dequeue, you are going to delete a node from the beginning of the single linked list only, not from the end. So now let us see what are the steps involved in dequeue. In case of dequeue, you may try to delete an element from the empty queue. That is not possible. So that you have to check. So if the queue is empty, you have f is equal to null and r is equal to null. Okay, so I'm checking whether f is equal to null. If f is null, the queue is empty. So I can't delete anything. So I'm printing the message as queue is empty. Otherwise, the queue is having data. But now I have to check one more case. Whether the queue is having only one data, then I'm going to delete it. Or if the queue is having more than one data, what will happen? If your queue is having only one data, if you delete it, after that the queue will become empty. So this is a special case. So you have to write condition for that. So how to know whether the queue is having only one data? So if f is equal to r, if both front and rear are pointing to the same element, it means that the queue is having only one data. So in that case, you have to delete this. After you delete this, the queue will become empty. So you have to store both f and rear as null. So I am writing else if front is equal to rear, it means the queue is having only one data. You have to delete it and you have to display to the user. So I am writing f arrow data. So this is a message I am deleting. I am displaying that to the user. Then after you delete that, you have to release the memory because you have allocated by means of malloc. So you have to release it by means of free. So I am writing free f. You can even write free r also. Both are correct, but always follow the same way. I am writing free f. Then once you delete, your queue is now empty. So right now f is equal to r is equal to null. So this is a case where you can delete the only element that is present in the queue. Now let us see the other case. Other case is nothing but you are deleting an element which is not the only element in the queue. So let us consider this one. The queue is having 4 elements. I want to delete one. Okay. So after I delete one, still the queue will be having 3 elements. So when I delete, what are the changes I have to do? First thing is you have to release this 1000. Okay. So to release this 1000, you need this address 1000. So I am storing this address 1000 in a temporary pointer variable. So this PTR I am declaring as a temporary pointer variable. In that I am copying this 1000. This 1000 is now available in F. So I am writing PTR is equal to F. Then this I am going to delete. After I delete, what will be my F? F will now point to this node, this blue node only, because one is deleted. So the blue node is having the value as 1500. So that I have to store it in F. So where is this 1500 currently available? It is available in this field. Okay. So this is nothing but F arrow next. So I am writing this value of F arrow next. I am storing it in F. After that, I am displaying the popped data to the user. That is nothing but this data I am going to delete. So this I am writing now PTR arrow data. Now remember students, don't write now F arrow data. If you write F arrow data, you will get 2 only. I want to display this one only. It is available in the pointer PTR. So I am writing PTR arrow data. Then I am writing free PTR. So this green will be now released to the free storage area. So after you do these steps, your new memory will be like this. Okay, so now let us see all together. So in case of DQ, first I am declaring a pointer PTR. This pointer PTR I am using in the last one only. So it is a pointer to the node. Then first I am checking whether the queue is empty. If so, I am displaying the proper message. Else I am checking whether the queue is having only one element. If so, pop the element and display to the user. Then release the memory. Then change front and rear as null. Else there are more than one element in the queue. So in that, whatever steps we have seen, that we are going to implement. So now let us see how to display the elements from the queue. In case of display, first what we are going to do is we are going to start with the front. We are going to display all the elements one by one till we reach this null. Okay. So now first I am checking whether the queue is having any data to display or not. So I am writing if f is equal to null, it means the queue is not having any data. So I am displaying queue is empty. Else the queue is having data. So far we have seen while loop only for changing the pointers. Now let us see the for loop. You should be able to write in any loop. So in for loop, I am going to start with this node. Okay, so this node is now available at the address 1000. The 1000 is available in F. So I am writing temp is equal to F. Okay, I'm copying the value of front in temp. After that, what I will do, I will display temp arrow data that you do. After you finish this, you have to update the temp. Okay, so I am writing the third condition, that is updation as temp is equal to temp arrow next. How long you will be displaying the elements? You need the condition for that. Condition will be the second value in the for loop. So here condition is nothing but temp not is equal to null. Okay, so do this continuously till you get temp is equal to null. When temp is null, it means that you have reached the end of the linked list. That is nothing but your queue. So you come outside the loop. So this is for display. And remember, you have to start with F only. Don't start with R. Start with F and you travel in one direction. Right. So now I have given the main function. This is similar to the stacks, nothing new here.